Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our coffee break for Thursday, April 16th. Hope you're doing well as we come down to the end of this week. And really, I was thinking about it earlier today that we're coming down to the end of the semester. We're almost to May, and classes will be wrapping up in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And it's amazing how fast it's been going. So I've been getting a lot of questions about the summer internship program, and I want to make that our topic today because I think it's important to talk about a little bit of the summer process that we're going to be going through, and just some notes about how to get registered, what you need to do, especially during this time where we are all working remotely and physical signatures and approvals and things like that are a little bit more difficult to come by. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. I should begin by saying we know that internships and professional opportunities and stuff for the summer are going to be very difficult for everyone. A lot of companies there's been a lot of, sadly, offers that companies have rescinded from students for internships this summer because they're slowing down or they're not planning on having interns now with all of the changes with the pandemic going on. We know that's happening. All I can say at the moment for the business department and the requirement is just to hold on and keep records of all of that. If you had an offer from a company for this summer for an internship, save your offer letter. If they emailed you and told you that they're no longer that they're no longer going to continue that internship program, please save that email. For those of you who haven't received internships yet, but you've applied, you've put in a lot of effort and have started to apply to maybe 4 or 5 companies, please save some of the copies of those emails that you've been getting, either saying that they're moving on or they're not going to be continuing internships this summer. Again, I don't know what this will all turn into or what the final word on all of this will be, but I do want you to just save some of those records for the future. We're having a lot of conversations about the internship requirement, especially for those of you juniors where this is your last summer to do an internship experience before you graduate. So please keep documentation of whatever's going on. I know there are still internships out there, and there's still internship programs hiring and still internships that are going to be continuing this summer. So please, stay searching, stay in the search process for that, and we can follow up with more information once we know. But today I want to talk a little bit, for those of you who have received summer internships or expect to, about how to apply or register that internship with the university. I think that'll be, if you're a business major, you're required to do an internship with our department that's registered beforehand. So you must register for the experience at the beginning of the internship and not in the middle and not at the end. So you need to get the registration paperwork into us now. This is what we like to call a forward-looking process, where you register at the beginning, we have you do reflection and tracking work throughout, and then more work and a final reflection at the end. So this isn't something that you can complete the internship and then come back to us and try to complete afterwards. There's been rare circumstances of that in the past. You may have heard of someone doing something like this, but this is something we're really going to try to be strict about as we move forward because of the way that we require this program. So please register as soon as you get your internship and as soon as you're able to do so. Don't wait until we get to the end of the semester. But we do require that you work 105 work hours. So we have a work hours log that I'll show you where you'll track those hours and then have them approved and turn them into me by the end of the semester. But we do ask that you work 105 hours. You can take your internship for either 4 credit or 0 credit. Either way, you have to still work 105 hours to get the department requirement done. The only difference between a 4 credit internship and a 0 credit internship is that you may have to track more hours if you take it for more credits. And for over the summer, you have to pay for any extra credits. So the rate is cheaper than it is during the normal school year, but over the summer, you'll have to pay for those extra credits. During the school year, you can add in internship credits. I think it's up to 19 is where you max out, and where you have to pay additional money if you go over 19. I think it's when you overload. But during the summer, because you're not enrolled billed in the summer semester normally through your normal tuition payment. You have to pay for any extra credit hours you receive. But if you're just trying to get the internship requirement done for the department, you can register as a 0 credit internship and track 105 hours that way. And we'll show you on the agreement form where you'll put that. Credit hours also require 35 work hours for every 1 credit you receive. So if you do 3 credits, that will get you 35 times 3, that will get you to 105 work hours for the department requirement. If you do 4 credit hours or 5 credit hours, for instance, you'll need to work more hours, 35 hours times the 5 credit hours, or however many credits you decide to take. So I say this to show that if you're going to receive your internship for credit hours, you may have to work a different set number of hours in order to receive those credits. But still, you have to at least work 105 hours to get your department requirement complete. So I'm going to go through a little bit about the process, and this won't take very long, and I'm going to share my screen so you can see a few documents that I think will be helpful for you. I regularly, over the course of the semester, send out this documentation through our department weekly newsletter. You can also email me directly and receive this information. And let me just kind of make a preface that this is only for students in the business department who are registering for business or accounting internships. And specifically, students would mainly do this to fulfill their department graduation requirement. So for those of you who may be seeing this and you're in another department or you're a business minor, this may not be as applicable to you. But if you're applying for business 491 or accounting 491, those 2 course codes, this is the process that you will have to follow. And I send this out and you can request this information from me. It's also posted on our department website and on the department Moodle page, but I always create an internship process guide each semester. You can kind of think of this as kind of a cheat sheet for you to help you figure out what's required of you and when for the internship program. And this is the one for the summer semester. So you can see I have some information in here broken down into what do you need to do at the beginning? So before you, at the beginning of the semester, so before you start your internship, you should be submitting this internship agreement form to Career Services. And I'll show you that form in just a second. In addition, during your internship, you'll have some paperwork and reflection work that we will ask that you do. And that varies depending on whether you're taking your internship for credit or not. All internships must submit what we call the problem analysis case paper. It's usually due about halfway through the semester. It's taken place of the mid-semester evaluation. And there are instructions for that paper that you can receive on the website or you'll receive when you register as well. And then for credit-bearing internships, typically, unless you're a senior and you won't be coming back for the spring semester of 2021, we ask that you create a poster for the celebration of learning. Or we could do maybe a poster session in the fall semester or sometime before where you'll present these. But either way, you'll take the information from your problem analysis case and you will make a poster using that information about your internship, and then you'll present it at an upcoming department poster session that we will inform you of. And then at the end of your internship, you also have paperwork to complete in the form of submitting your approved work hours log that shows the 105 or whatever required hours you need to do work, as well as the employer's evaluation of you. They can do this through a digital link, and your personal evaluation of the employer, the internship site. Also, you can do that through a digital link. And then we have a few questions on a post-internship vocational reflection that we just asked to see how the experience impacted your future sense of direction for where you might want to go after graduation. And then your faculty members may also have some specific requirements for you. This internship process guide also includes a list of dates for when things need to be turned in. Obviously, the internship agreement form is done before your internship begins or at the very beginning and should be turned in as soon as possible. And the other paperwork you'll receive notifications from me about over the course of the semester. This also talks a little bit about some of the different assignments that you'll have, and I'll let you read this on your own. I won't go through this for time's sake. But this document should be helpful for you in figuring out what you would like to do for your internship. Or what you need to do to be able to count this internship for the graduation requirement. This form here is what we call the internship agreement form. This is the form that you'll need to fill out and have approved by multiple people around campus and then submit. You can use a PDF editor to fill in all of this stuff manually here, or you can print it out and write it in and then scan a copy back into us. But either way, this entire form needs to be completed and submitted to Career Services at the beginning of the semester. So the first box is just where you talk a little bit about yourself, give some of your personal information, what year you are, what semester this is for. But you'll also need to indicate how many credit hours you want to do this internship for. So you can do, 0 if you're just taking it for the department requirement, or you can put, as many credits as you will be able to receive in this spot. It's important to know that you can only have an accumulated maximum of 10 semester hours of internship credit. So if you've already done an internship for 5 credit hours, you only have 5 credit hours remaining. And that's important because, some faculty may not want to have you register for an internship that's more than 4 credit hours. So you want to talk to your advisor about what that might look like. But again, you have to work 35 hours for every credit that you register for. You also need to circle or select which course you would like. We have already pre-filled business or accounting here so that you can quickly select whichever one is relevant for you. This is only for business students. Again, if you're in another department, you'll want to register for their 491 course. And then indicate whether this internship is paid or not. The department decided about a year or 2 ago to not approve writing intensive internships. There are a lot to manage, and just the quality of the writing often was not very compatible with what you might do in a course. So we have decided that for business students, we will not do writing intensive internships any longer. So that is pre-filled in for you as well. The next section, you'll give a little bit of a description of your internship itself, so where you're working and who's supervising you. So you may need to do some legwork talking to your recruiter, whoever hired you at the company, to figure out who your site supervisor will be, as they will have to approve this form as well. Then we get to some of the evaluation and outcome section. You'll want to attach a description of your internship to this form, and then in the learning outcomes box, you'll write a few goals that you have for yourself. Make these as specific as possible, and think in terms of goals that are both attainable for you, but also going to provide you with valuable experience for the summer. So a goal that says I'm just interested in getting real world experience is not really as specific or helpful for us in evaluating your internship as saying I want to gain skills in X through doing this through my internship. Try to think through these and provide some detailed goals that you have for yourself. Your faculty advisor will help you out with the academic evaluation section. Usually your internship problem analysis case paper is a part of this, as well as the poster creation, but they may also have other things they would like you to do along the way. And then at the end of the internship agreement form is where you'll just get your signatures from the various people that need to approve this. So you'll sign, your academic advisor will sign. They are usually also your faculty supervisor, but you can have a different faculty member supervise than who your academic advisor is. But typically, for time's sake, most people choose to have their academic advisor also be their supervisor, and they can sign these 2 lines. Our department chair, currently Dr. Rachel Wilson, will need to sign as well as your site supervisor from the internship that you will be working for. And then you will take, once you have all of those signatures, you'll take this and deliver it via email to Career Services, who will then give the final approval. I should say that in this time, physical signatures are difficult. And so if that is a challenge for you, one thing you can do that we will accept is to take a picture or scan. I recommend using the Adobe Scan app so that you can get a clean image of the agreement form. After you filled it out, scan it in and email it to all of the relevant individuals, your academic advisor, the department chair, and your supervisor from the internship site, and ask for their approval. And then when you submit to Career Services, you can attach all those approval emails from them with your internship agreement form, so that they can be so that they can be approved. Uh, Hopefully in the future we'll have forms that you can sign directly on them, but at the moment email approvals are how we'll have to get this. So this is the internship agreement form, and is what really starts your internship. And this needs to be completed early in each semester. You know, we don't like adding things to your schedule at the end of each semester. So you need to do this at the beginning of the semester when you get your internship, before you start, or right at the beginning. We won't take it afterwards. I should say that we know internships start and end at various times, and we can be helpful with that, but you need to communicate that with us, and communicate that with Career Services, so that we can know what to expect. On the website and on the department webpage are instructions as well for the problem analysis case paper. It's a 4-question framework and a 3 to 4 page paper where you'll talk a little bit about a problem that you face in your internship site. Again, you can read all these directions. I'm not going to go through them, but it'll be helpful for you to just read through it ahead of time. This is due usually at the middle of the semester. And then for those of you taking it for credit, if you're required to do an internship poster, those instructions are on Moodle as well, for how to create a poster, how to print it, and then how to bring it to us. We may need to do some modifications to this in our current moment with how we are currently doing things, and you're not able to be on campus to print the poster and everything. I may just have you email them to me this semester, but all that will be forthcoming as the semester progresses and as we see what things look like for the fall. And then finally, you need to have your internship work hours log handy. This is helpful because it will allow you to track and keep track of your hours week by week. And you want to do this to make sure you're on track and to make sure that you don't get to the end of the semester and don't have enough hours to get your credit hours, or to meet the department requirement. So get this ahead of time, get started on it, and start tracking your hours day by day and week by week as you go along for the internship. Your supervisor does have to sign this. We need their signature on this to confirm that you have worked these hours. We cannot accept just an hours log that you've personally kept, but we need their approval. And if for some reason this sheet, we prefer and ask that you use this sheet, but if you need to, or if your supervisor is not able to sign these types of forms, I would recommend sending us your time card, your official time card, or work hours tracker from the institution. That also, it can't just be an Excel spreadsheet that they give you to track, but it needs to have some sort of official nature from the place. So usually pay stubs work, official time cards that are saved in the system will work, or official, emails from your site supervisor saying that you worked a certain number of hours will work as well. But we'll need this to complete your internship. So I think that kind of gives you an overview of the basis of the process. There's other, obviously, completion paperwork and links that you'll get after you register. But what I would suggest to you is if you're going to be doing an internship this summer, or you're going to be doing an internship in a future semester, that you just remember that the internship agreement form is the key to get you started. You cannot get credit for an internship without submitting that internship agreement form, and you cannot do it after the internship has been complete. It must be done ahead of time and at the beginning. So don't forget to do that. I know I get a lot of emails from students saying, oh, I forgot to submit my internship agreement form last semester, or I didn't register it with the university, but now I need an internship and I need to graduate. Well, this is your warning now. Please get that form in. Please get it in at the beginning. to kind of summarize everything, this process seems like it may take a lot of work, but I promise that it isn't really that cumbersome. It's drawn out over the course of an entire semester. You fill out the registration form, you write this problem case in the middle, and then you turn everything in, all the evaluations in at the end. It seems like a long process, but that's just because I'm explaining it all on a short video, but it doesn't take a lot of time once you actually get started on this. Our goal in this requirement is not for you to feel like you're just checking a box. We really want you to have the sense that you're gaining relevant experience that's going to be helpful for you for the future. The internship requirement isn't there just to make you have to do another thing to graduate. We really recognize that this is a valuable way for you to gain the skills and the experience necessary to be successful in finding a full-time job when you graduate. We recognize that this semester and this summer is probably going to be an outlier in the fact that it's going to be difficult to find maybe an internship or a position. But in general, I do want to make a statement that, this should be an experience that adds value to you, and it should be something that's taken seriously in the terms that it's going to really help you for the future. And so as you're going through this process and as you're searching for internships and as you're registering for them, please just be thinking of how this experience is going to impact you and help you. Don't necessarily, it's not meant to be a cumbersome requirement that is just another thing for you to have to do and fill out paperwork for. We want to know what you're doing as an internship, and we want to see how it's impacting your next steps forward. So I think that's enough for today. Please let me know if you have questions about the internship program. We make changes to this every now and then, but this is how the program is currently set up. And, I'm willing to meet with anyone over Zoom or Skype or, just a phone call if you want to talk about the process itself. So again, stay safe, take care, and hope you enjoy the rest of your week and your upcoming weekend. But talk to you soon. See you next Tuesday.